what is your walk me through like the how the follow-up process starts. So when a lead comes in, because obviously I'm the online lead guy, when you mentioned that I have a billion questions, but I try to keep it small. So what is your philosophy when it goes to online leads? Are you focused more on quality, or are you focused more on quantity? And then what steps do you do to try to get them on the phone and build that relationship as soon as possible?
So with mine, I really create a very elaborate funnel system for them to go through, so that I know that they're truly wanting to go solar or wanting to have that consultation. So then once I get them to get an appointment, and I do use a call center, um, they're my dear friends in life now. I get to actually hang out with them today. And they're that first warm, nurturing moment with that lead. And then it comes either to myself or any of the many people on my team. And from that first phone call is when we're establishing that human connection. What got you interested in looking at solar? What are you paying right now? We talk a lot about what are they paying a kilowatt. Obviously, most homeowners don't know. So then that's our opening segment to, try to help educate them about all of that. And basically, once we get them warmed up and we're finding out all about them, like at the end of my first phone call, I have notes. I know that, do they play baseball? What is their dog's name? Like I thought you got to have that heart connection. So, and I take notes so that when I call them back, I can say, hey, I know that you were bummed that your son couldn't play baseball because of COVID-19. How are things in your area now? Is your son able to play baseball? We talk so much on the front end about that friendship, that like understanding them as a human. It's so important. You have to have that human connection. And we have that. And then once we get all of that, then we really start to talk about the solar end. And then from there, we move them on to a Zoom meeting where we present their energy savings report.
Okay, very cool. So you do, it kind of sounds like you do almost a phone call as like the discovery phase and to build the rapport and to obviously qualify them.
Yes.
And then once you know if they're a good
Yep. We
prospect, at that
never
point,
uh, we never sell on that first call. That
Mhm.
first call is all about rapport, because I don't
Mhm.
want them thinking of me as a salesperson. I want them thinking of me as their consultant, I got to figure out who they are. Are they moving in 5 years? Where is their pain? Where is their joy? Finding out and having that total human connection before we
Mhm.
ever move them into the sales spot.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think that's one of the things that you mentioned is that you obviously have your own call center. Similar to my company, we have our own call center. And I think one of the biggest challenges that people encounter when they have someone else booking the appointments and they have someone else getting on the phone is building that rapport initially and then having transferring even a little bit of it to the person. So what we've done and what we've seen success with is the person who's obviously booking, like they're getting them on the phone call, they're asking the basic qualifying questions. They're almost like your hype man, like they're pumping you up, like, oh yeah, Melissa's great, she knows everything, she's gonna be the person that's gonna be able to help you. Does your call center do that, or like what is their kind of philosophy as far as giving you a warm handoff so that they're excited to talk to you, even though they initially talked to somebody else?
Absolutely. And that's exactly what they do. Is our call center, is going through the basic questions just to kind of get them qualified. And then that's exactly what they do is they talk me up, they talk my team up, that we are the best energy consultants, and we will essentially find them like a concierge service. We're going to find them the very best deal. And then that way, when we have our actual appointment with them, that's why we're not selling. We're just really
Mm-hmm.
getting to know them, their family's energy needs, and what they need to know about solar. And then from there, we schedule one more appointment for their energy savings report. So I never want to sell on the front end, because that's what everybody does. You go into a car
Yeah.
lot again, and the first thing they want to do is sell you a car. And for me, if I want to walk onto the Audi dealership, I already know what kind of car I want. I don't need you as a salesperson to come and make me get in a car with you. Nobody wants pushy. They want a human connection.
And I think that is common in that people that go for the one call close, and especially if they're working with their own appointment setting team or a call center, that they have the sales pitch in the same conversation where they're even starting to build rapport. And I think that is probably the issue that a lot of people encounter. So I love to hear that you have a phone call where obviously you already have a lot of their information, but you're able to build that rapport with them and get it started and then walk them, like give them an idea of what the next steps are rather than just getting them on the phone. And then by the end of the phone call, you're giving them a sales presentation that they weren't even 100% aware was coming. And I think I think that's awesome. I think that's the right way to do it. So
I also think
you mentioned,
those people that push for that one touch close, I'd like to see their cancellation rates. I bet they're pretty big. Like somebody the other day said, what do you do if somebody cancels? And I was like, I've never had anybody cancel. Good question. I don't know. Because I built up that friendship, that relationship, that rapport, and I made sure that they were completely ready to go solar. I did not push them into going solar. Like solar it's a numbers game. And I tell this to people all the time. The first thing I tell them on the phone, we're going to take a look at the numbers, and it may or may not make sense. It's a numbers game. So I think that's very important, that line, because at that moment, I think the homeowner's thinking, okay, she's not going to just push us into solar. She just told us it may or may not make sense, and I always let them know it may or may not make sense, but the only way to do it and to understand if the numbers are going to make sense is to take that next step. Let's get that utility bill. Let's look and see what we can do, how many solar panels we can put. We're going to make a utility plan on your roof. Let's see if it's going to make sense for your family's energy needs.
Yeah, and what it does is it puts you on their team. I mean, when you are able to align yourself with their goals rather than being the person who's like on the other, they when they see you as a salesperson, they know that what you're doing is for you. And when you can align yourself and say, hopefully I will be able to help you, and if not, I'll be 100% honest and we'll be able to walk you through why it does or does not make sense. And so I think that is probably huge, I would assume, in getting that wall down very quickly. And obviously that's, like I said, even more important in virtual because it's just so much more challenging to earn trust when you're not actually able to shake people's hands.
Hey, you made it to the end of my clip. That's awesome. So thank you so much. I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you. And if you made it this far, if you actually made it to the end of this clip, I would also appreciate if you could go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification button. Helps me to get my videos out there and give you more valuable content. Once again, I appreciate you watching this, and I hope that you have an incredible day.